Hello, everyone. This is Siren, and I wanted to say first a massive thank you to Versus Games for sending me some product to open for you guys. But it is once again unboxing time. We have a lovely King of Fighters Team Rival map and one copy each of the Team Hero and Team Rival decks. So first, the map, right? We always do the map first, so we have something to open on. So I am actually quite happy as I did not know these mats were even being made. Um, but in a moment. Alright, there we go. So as we can see, we have Hydern, Isla, and Dolores on the map. Unfortunately, not the stitched edging as we had gotten accustomed to, but that is okay. But it does just feature some really nice art. It's their character cards in full color, which is very cool, as we don't have that art anywhere else. And I notably really like Isla, so. But to get into our decks, it seems fitting to save Team Rival for last and do Team Hero first. Now, if you don't know, these are part of the new King of Fighters. Not set, but like kind of mini. There's a lot of cards in these, and they're all pretty solid. But as we know, it comes with one collector booster pack, a instruction guide, my point, my point codes, and then the deck itself, right? So we have 3 pieces. Notably, I'm going to do this deck first because this has some cards I'm gonna be playing in at Worlds. So hopefully we can pull we can pull some shinies to throw in the Worlds deck. Plastic off. Now this will just be the standard deck, but if you don't know, these decks are coming with a brand new format called 3v3. I just wanted to highlight that as it is an important topic in my opinion because for the first time in Challenger deck history, I believe, not one, not two, but 3 different characters. We have June, Mitten-kun, and Benny Maru for the King Fighters Heroes deck. These all share the good and air symbol, so you're only going to be seeing attuned cards with those 2 symbols, which is a little unfortunate, but that is a-okay with me, as it means that we get to focus on the really cool stuff. Cards like Benny Maru Collider with Massive Powerful, with Benny Maru, Mitten-kun having Shokeki Hao, and my favorite card of the set, Phantom Singulation. I think this card is so cool because I am a big Staff Strike lover, but there are other cards in here as well. Ones like Sensisho. Um, Now, this is a very popular card right now, especially with some of the community, because it is essentially Hardened Jab, but kind of a new train. Slightly better or much better in my opinion, but I digress. I think it's very cool that we're seeing more return to fighting games and that we introduced a new format with these. It's very awesome to see. But the rest of the deck, Team Hero 15, probably the one of the best cards in this whole set of decks because it just free builds something, right? Like it's insanely powerful just as a free build tool. Flying Drill letting us filter one, Ground Hammer letting us give stats to our next, Makara Age to draw more cards, and it has Stun one. While I'm just flipping through these, I do think that this is one of the best starter products because it comes with a lot of very powerful cards that while they might benefit one member of the team better, nothing is overly complicated here. Probably the most complicated one is going to be Shune, and that's just because of the nature of how card pool stuffing goes. One of my favorite cards, Thirster Vision back, a -5 speed card in Bridget. Thirster Vision front is also insanely cool. And then what I'm going to be playing in at Worlds is Thruster Vision Under. And Wide Awake to save that Mothra next format. Godzilla previews are looking insanely cool. I think it's a very exciting format to be going into. But that is the Team Hero deck. I think it's a very interesting deck. I love that we've kept the game plans nice and simple, with the ability to add on to them with our own cards, not our own cards, but like inset cards, right? Like AOT cards, cross-platform cards, cross-IP cards. There we go. Um, But yeah, I love that we kept it relatively simple. I think that's a great place for challenger decks to be simple but very powerful. Now let's see if these heroes can bring us any luck in our collector pack. Now, if you don't know, these packs are 6 cards, 5 of which are just foil, and 1 of which is an alt art. So immediately we see a wide awake foil. Quite lovely, quite lovely. I'm actually gonna in there. We've got a wide awake foil. Very nice card, especially coming up with Megalomania. Amanda's help, we'll see that in the rival deck. As well as Drips, we'll see that in the rival decks. And a Hadir altar, my. One of the best cards in the set with a very lovely looking altar. And we'll see even more copies of it in our team rival deck, which is awesome. Hilzuni and Unit Commander. Shockingly enough, 5 of our 6 cards were from the team rival deck. So does that mean that team rival's going to give us some team hero cards? Let's find out. There we go. Ah. Now, this is definitely the deck I am much more excited for in terms of characters. As you might have seen, I am very much hyping up Isla in this upcoming format because I think she is genuinely just one of the best characters we've seen in a starter deck product with the most room to grow. There's our points, and once again, same structure, deck, pack, little instruction booklet, and point code book. Now, it is important to note, I do think the Team Hero deck plays a little bit better with its different characters working together, as we've decided to focus the Team Rival deck on sealing, but really only Isla is doing a lot of sealing, right? She's really the only one doing a lot of seal cards. But once again, we have our 3 characters, Isla, Dolores, and Hydern. One thing I want to mention is I love how we have different hand sizes, and it's the same across both members, right? Hand size is the same, health is the same. Um, I think that's just a really awesome detail because it makes it so if you play these decks against each other, no one has an outright bonus, right? An outright boost. But we have Hydern's Rare, Assault Saber. We have Hadir, like we saw in our little pack. Hydern End, which is Hydern's Ultra Rare. There we go. Try and make it look a little bit nicer. We have Nesh, which is Dolores's rare, and then we have Wild Style, copies of that. Isla's ultra rare, and Tribe, Isla's rare, which I think is her best card and one of the best cards in the whole deck. But we have the same team rival 15. I think this asset's really incredible. It's just not going to see as much universal play because it is benefiting the seal game plan a lot more. But being able to just say, hey, one of my things doesn't count towards progressive is pretty solid. Villain, Hilzuni. And while I'm just flipping through cards here, I do want to bring up again, I think these decks are some of the best starter products we've had in a hot minute. Just because of how they're formatted, right? How they're created. They are made with new players in mind, keeping things relatively simple, as well as helping us with rotation, right? We are going to be able, like things like Drip. It's like commit -2 speed life card, which is something we're going to be lacking somewhat upcoming after Godzilla rotates out. After Godzilla rotates out League of Villains, Undaunted Raid, and Jetburn, right? So I think that's just an important thing to note is that we're bringing in a lot of what looks like old cards, but we're not going to have those cards anymore, right? So I think it's very cool that we decided to do that. And one of my favorite cards, Investigating Burst. I think this card is so sick. As well as Ready to Sortie. Definitely a big damage pump for my Isla deck, Revered Hermit, and Unit Commander. Very cool cards all around. A very cool deck all around, honestly. I really love what we're doing with starter products, and I hope this like level of starter product continues, bringing some very powerful singles with Hadir as an example, while providing a very balanced deck overall, in my opinion. Now, I do think the Team Hero one is slightly better, like I said, but that is simply because I think they could have made all the characters a little bit more consistent in Team Rival and focusing on the ceiling. But as for our special things here, we have a fill-in, we have a Holy Soil, a Graffiti Artist, a Scarlet Phantom altar, very beautiful. Team Hero 15 and Team Rival 15. So we've gotten both of the Team Hero assets in a nice shiny foil. But let me know down in the comments. Who do you think won? Team Hero or Team Rival? Funnily enough, we got the opposite team in our for our ultra rare in both packs. But this has been Blame Siren. Thank you so much again to UVS Games for sending me this product. And make sure to check out King of Fighters 15 decks at your local game store. Bye bye.